This week we'll talk about just some planning tips and some important dates leading up to your Disney vacation.
As we're getting into the summer months here, which is a very popular vacation time, and then approaching the 6-month mark here for the Christmas vacation, also another very popular time. We just thought it'd be a good time to go through like the specific dates as you're booking through a vacation, which you should know as you're going through Disney, whether you're staying on Disney property, off Disney property, renting Disney points, however you want to do it. But really there are some key dates that you should remember going through it.
And just because of how many people that are going to these parks on every day, some of the things like your hot tables, like be our guest and
Cinderella's table.
some of those that book up really fast, as well as when to book your fast passes and kind of how to book your fast passes. Mm-hmm. It might sound a little trivial, but if you ever want to get a good dining reservation and still try to catch some fireworks, you got to plan that ahead of time. Unfortunately, you can't just do that the day of.
Yeah, I know the mentality of, oh, we're going on vacation, we shouldn't have to plan this much for it, but really all the planning pays off. And if you do it in a step-by-step mentality, it doesn't seem like that much work.
Yeah, and if you do the planning ahead of time, it allows you to enjoy your vacation that much more when you're there, because you already have your itinerary set, and it makes every day a little less stressful.
Right. And honestly, there are different kinds of people. There are definitely people that are more go with the flow, and there are people who like to plan each and every step of the day. I'd say when we started more step by step, where we planned major key activities that were going to happen through the day. And as we've gone to Disney more, we've become more go with the flow, just because we understand how the systems work, where people are going to typically be at different times of the day. And really you only gain that with going to Disney, or really having that key set point. You can't just walk to Disney day of and expect to get everything you want.
No, and nor should you expect it. There's just too much to do in any park on any one day. If you try to do everything one day, you're going to burn yourself out, and you're going to be a little upset because you're either going to be running around so much you can't smell the roses, or you're just not going to be able to get to everything.
Yep. And so we're not going into so much of the day-to-day planning, but the key day set points that you should remember planning up to your vacation to help make your vacation more of a vacation and relaxing.
Yep.
And also to help you get what you want ahead of time.
Yep. So the first thing is, as you're looking forward to your vacation, it's when to plan and then when to make your initial booking.
Right.
So with that, obviously, the sooner you can make your booking, the better. The main thing, if you want to try to get to more of a selection of the room, obviously, the earlier the better. And I know Disney kind of recommends to do it at least, if you're going to book an on property resort, it's be about 6 months.
Yeah, about 6 months is when you should have your room booked, especially if you can plan that far ahead. If you can't, it's definitely understandable, but having that already set on what days you'll be there will help you just further down the road, because the 180-day mark is where...
that's really what gets the ball rolling, is the 180-day mark, because really what that also does is if you're staying on property, the 180-day mark is also when you can start booking your dining reservations as well.
Right, and so with that, honestly, almost a year out, you should be thinking that, hey, I want to go on a Disney vacation. You should already have that kind of mentality going, mostly because just on the financial part of it, Disney's not the cheapest place to go. So it's just getting yourself prepared for it, mentally. And sort of figuring out what your window is. Do you have kids that have to stick on a school schedule? Does your vacation allow you to travel whenever you want? Really booking it upon that, and then being able to set a plan ahead of time. Yep. And Disney recommends for their reservations 6 months, with renting Disney Vacation Club points, which is another option that we can go into in a different vlog if you want more detail on how you can do that. I know there are several sites that allow you to start booking those at the 7-month mark. And really you want to get in then, because at that point all Disney Vacation Club members are starting to use their points for different resorts, so that availability books up quickly. I'm not entirely certain on how soon you need to book up for on-site, but I'd say about the same. The 6 month, a year to 6 month mark is probably your safest bet at that point.
So, and booking dining reservations at 180 days, that's 180 days from the start of your stay there. So you can actually book out, say you're staying 7 days, you can book over 180 days out for your dining reservation for those later days once that first day crosses the 180 mark.
If you're staying at Disney property.
Naturally.
Because that's the only way they can track of how long you'll actually be there. So if you are staying on Disney property and you're going, we'll say July 1st, it's January 1st, so exactly 180 days out, you want to start booking. They'll let you book for the entire week you're staying if you're staying for a week in July 1st. So you can book for July 8th even though you're only calling January 1st.
So with that being said, obviously if you start your trip on a little bit of a higher note, like say you're starting your trip right after Thanksgiving or right before Christmas, those first couple days may already be booked solid for some of the big name tables, where later in your stay you might have more availability. So don't be discouraged if, you know, day 1, day 2 you can't get everything that you want. Look to do some of those bigger ones in your later portions of your stay.
So again, just as a reminder, we've said it a couple times, 180 days is your checkpoint.
Yeah, it's kind of the start of getting everything rolling and starting to get an actual itinerary.
And that is the Disney official date that you can start making dining reservations. So a big tip that I'd say is get any form of a counter. I have a free Disney counter that counts ahead to your vacation, so that way I know my day marks. So when I see 180 days, I start booking booking my dining reservations. And really, you want to know your big hitters. Like we said, there's a couple that book up really fast. That's Cinderella Royal Table, Be Our Guest, Laissez Cellier,
I'd say the Beaches and Cream is actually one that...
Yeah, we were shocked by that.
Yeah, there's not many tables there, so that's one that definitely goes pretty quick as well.
The early entry...
oh, yeah, for like...
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, yep.
So, Crystal Palace and Cinderella's Royal Table actually open up an hour before the park opens at Magic Kingdom. So if the park opens at 9, they'll open up at 8. If it's extra magic hours, they still only open up at 8. But if it's not an extra magic hours day, that's a perfect opportunity for anyone to go into the park and get pictures before anybody comes in. Can you imagine pictures before, without anybody else walking behind you? That would be fantastic. So those reservations, the 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock reservations at Crystal Palace and Cinderella's Royal Table, they book up quick. And I really wouldn't be surprised if Tusker House,
that's what I was going to do.
at Animal Kingdom, the Hollywood and Vine at Hollywood Studios, and Ackerjou and the Garden Grill booked up that early too. So really just knowing the popularity of restaurants.
Yeah, so obviously any of those character dinings are gonna be, you know, your big hitters for breakfasts. So
and so if you know you want to eat somewhere, book it as soon as you can. If otherwise, some places you can kind of get away with
trying to figure it out the day of. The one thing I'd be, you know, trying to do the day of, obviously, and when you're staying, but be aware of when the fireworks are, because that's going to be the biggest thing. If you're trying to eat around the world in Epcot, don't expect to get one that's, you know, you give you enough time before illuminations. Most of the time you'll be eating as the fireworks are going off, which could be its own benefit if you can get a good outdoor seating.
And just so everyone knows, if you do book such a signature restaurant, or I think the buffets even now charge the $20 reservation fee, all that is it's a holding fee for your time. They actually don't charge it to you unless you don't show up. You can cancel all reservations up to 2 days in advance. So if there's a time and you're not entirely certain on what your schedule is at that point, just book it. You can always cancel it later.
Get something on paper.
And along with that, if you don't get a reservation and you want, don't be discouraged. One of the things you can do when you first get there, if you really wanted like a Be Our Guest dinner, first thing when you get to the park, go to the Be Our Guest and say, do you have any openings? Sometimes you won't get it, but sometimes you possibly could. But do realize that you're probably going to get one of those less attractive times, probably during fireworks or parade. But if you really want to do that, that is an option for you.
Yep. So moving along, the next big one is similar theme as the dining is when fast passes are. So that's your 60 days out. Yet again, there's certain rules with which ones you're allowed to do. There's kind of like a level system. Obviously you can't.
At Epcot and Hollywood Studios, everywhere else, at Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom have completely equal
Okay.
fast pass systems.
So, and that's at 60 days, yet again, this kind of going through, having general ideas of if you're going to do like, this day is going to be a Magic Kingdom day, this day will be a split Hollywood Epcot day. It kind of helps, plan not only your dining plans, but as well as your fast pass plans.
So really at that 180 day mark, you should start making your decision on what parks you're going to go to on what days. So you should already have that predetermined by 60 days. Also, the 60-day fast pass mark, that's only for people staying on Disney property. So if you are not staying on Disney property, you don't get your fast passes. You can't book your fast passes until 30 days out. So that's one of the perks they give the people that choose to stay on property. But the 60-day mark there, fast passes. Make sure you are getting there on your first day, especially if you want to meet Anna and Elsa or get on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Or you could just stay till the park closes and maybe you can make it.
Maybe. But if you want one of those ones that is known to have the hour-and-a-half waits,
2 hours.
2-hour waits, definitely be ready to get on those fast passes immediately and be flexible with your times.
Yep. And then of course, downloading the Disney app while you're in park. Now with fast passes, it's so much easier. Before you had to go to the kiosk. Now using your fast passes on your phone can easily. I think Magic Kingdom's probably the easiest one where you finish one, get a new one. Doesn't even have to be like your dream ticket one. Fast passes the day of tend to be
very limited.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever's left. So it doesn't hurt. It's just, hey, there's another ride. That way you can plan to do something else, and then you got something else you can kind of jump on.
And just realizing how busy the crowds are going to be at your time is really going to impact what fast passes you are going to have available to you. We can go more in a different vlog, go into making fast pass decision, because you can talk for hours about how to make proper fast pass.
Different strategies and whatnot.
But I definitely say at 60 days, make your fast passes. And it works the same as dining, where you can make them all for your entire stay on that 60-day mark from your start. So even if you're staying a week, you can still make it for your end of the week as you are at the beginning of the week, 60 days before the beginning of your week. The other thing that happens for the people that are staying on resort is you have your online check-in at 60 days. So you will get notified by Disney to do online check-in. It's an awesome service, really, if you can avoid that check-in counter. It's kind of sad to not have that direct people-to-people contact, but it is quite nice when you're coming in on like the Magical Express and you get a text telling you your room is ready and here's your room number. Use your magic band to get in.
Sometimes it is a benefit though. If you don't get the text, hey, your room's ready, you can go to the front desk and sometimes you can get an even better room than you originally booked. So that's something where it never hurts to go, talk with the front desk, get your buttons all set up, and Disney's there to please, so they're trying to make your trip as memorable as possible. So if there is availability for extra rooms and you happen to get there pretty early, then maybe that you can swing it. We ended up getting a pretty good when we stayed
at the beach club.
Yeah, so it can work out, and things do happen here and there. I wouldn't always expect it. It's not the rule, but sometimes it never hurts to just bat the eyelashes and see what happens.
Yeah. And honestly, what it does for you, if you are one of those people that's arriving early, and say you have kids, I know this could be a great thing. By doing an early online check-in, what that allows Disney to do is if they do have a room available, they will assign, and it is higher priority for you to get in a room versus meet like all your requests. They will put you in a room early. So it's happened to us when we went on our honeymoon. When we were at the Grand Floridian, we were on the bus ride there. Our room was ready. We arrived at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And typical check-in is around 4. It was really nice. We just got to go to our room right away.
Yeah. We just walked us right up, and it was pretty good.
Versus having to leave all our carry-on items with Bell Services there.
Yep.
it was just nice being able to go to our room. And then when we got there for the beach club the second time we went, we didn't have a room ready at that point.
But, talking with them, they were able to, find a room that was ready, so they switched us, to a new room, and
Yeah.
I think it probably worked out even better.
Right, because we actually got switched from a standard view to a water view, which is amazing at the beach club.
So that was a lot of fun.
And then on our most recent stay, we got a text. I didn't realize I got the text, so we still went to the front counter, and they're like, "Oh, we sent you a text." No big deal. They gave us a map. They actually we stayed at Saratoga Springs the last time, so it was actually helpful going to a check-in because that was our first time seeing that
Yeah, and
resort, and it's huge.
yeah, definitely more of a campus.
Yeah, definitely. But that's all that happens at 60 days, and this is when things start getting exciting because you're starting to ramp up. You're 2 months away from your vacation at this point. So the next marker is at 45 days. So 45 days is the last day you have to customize your magic bands. And for those of you that don't know what a magic band is, a magic band is a
We should have grabbed
them. We actually have a giant stack of them. Didn't think to have them. Do you want to pause and we can cut it?
No, that's fine.
I'll cut this out anyways. What a magic band is a rubber band. Well, not a rubber band. It's like a bracelet that's made out of rubber that actually has an RFID chip inside it.
Yep.
And what that does is it acts as your room key. It acts as your park tickets, and
You can hook up like credit card information, so that way you can use it for purchases in the park, at resorts, downtown Disney, like at restaurants.
Yep. It tracks your dining plan if you get the dining plan.
Yeah, it's really it kind of, what it is. It just links your account to the Disney experience, really, if you will.
Yeah.
And so that way, it's really nice. So when you're going around resort and everything else, you don't have to remember your wallet every time. You really just go around. You can buy stuff with it.
It's also your photo pass. They link all your photos to it. It's really a innovative thing Disney has come up with.
Yep.
And it's really been amazing.
Yeah,
for me,
great.
I don't have to carry a purse around, and that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, make him carry my ID. But 45, you can start customizing your magic bands as soon as you make your first reservation, but 45 days is your last day to do so because that's when they ship out to you.
Yep.
And so by customize, you can get your name printed on the inside so you know whose magic band is who, and you can pick from all sorts of colors.
Yep.
There's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, and gray.
Great. Yep.
So there's 8 different colors for you. And this just kind of makes it fun.
Yeah.
We have several magic bands now. It's fun to coordinate outfits.
Yeah, I think we got practically all of them now. And just between us, we have 4 each, so that way you can kind of switch it up. Like me, oh, I want a red one today. Oh, I want a blue one today. So it works out, and it's pretty good.
So, and if you forget to customize, you get stuck with the default gray, no name on it. So because we forgot them, we have brought them in finally. Here are our magic bands that we have. These are some of them. We have multiples of some colors, so we only put one color of each that we have. We're missing orange and purple, but otherwise we have them all.
Because purple's the latest of the colors. Lauren's actually a little upset, is because right after we got our last set, she's been like, because they had purple at some of the shops.
I wanted to buy a purple, but I don't know, it just couldn't. It cost just about the same as like a fancy one with a princess, so I couldn't justify it in my head. So I was like, oh, I really want a purple. Well, I find out on day 45 that they just that day decided to release purple. Our magic bands had already shipped at that point, so no purple for me. But next time I am so getting purple. Can bet on it, people.
Yeah.
But just for example, over here we got yellow, blue, green, red, gray, because Michael wanted gray, even though it's the
I was
fall.
kind of running out of colors. I could have gone to orange or pink.
And pink!
Yeah.
And so the customization, I know you probably can't see it from back here, but they just put your name here on the inside. It's just nice, especially if you're traveling with a big party and people get multiple colors and you're taking them off at night. So you can tell whose is whose.
So and then afterwards, I mean, we've never really looked at it, but I'm sure you can kind of track, if one person kept going to the gift shop and kept buying everything off of it, you can try to figure it out from there.
Who's spending all the money?
Yeah. But so it's an awesome system. Really love it. Really makes it a lot simpler. Really, I mean, for us, we go around like we still carry a credit card just in case, but do a credit card and then our IDs, and it makes it really simple. And so it's a lot less things to carry than anything else.
I'd say though, with this, just as the same backup as we have. Always make sure you do have a credit card on you, just in case if something's going on with the system. Make sure you have your hard copy of your card. So if you're an annual pass holder, make sure you have your annual pass card. And then your IDs, especially if you're over 21 and you still look young, like us,
Yeah.
If you want to get drinks, and Disney does a pretty good job of actually carding everyone. So make sure you have that. And then if you are a member of DVC, we actually are. You get certain discounts with that. So having that proof of membership with you actually gets you that discount. Same with annual pass holder.
Yeah.
Sometimes they want to see your card. Sometimes they have little sliders. That's good enough for them.
Yeah, for the most part, they would like to see the card. So it's like any discount, really. When in doubt, just ask. And a bunch of the places, you start to learn the rules of what is and what isn't discountable, and kind of go from there.
But these are amazing because it replaces a lot. You don't have to carry as much. Like we said, it's your room key, your photo pass, your park tickets, your dining plan, and it links to charging stuff to your room that's in the parks.
Yep.
So it's everything.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yep.
All right.
And then the last date that we have actually is 10 days out. This is your day to book. This is your last chance to book Disney's Magical Express. And this is for people also that are staying at Disney property. What the Magical Express is, it's a complimentary transportation service from the Orlando airport, so that's airport code MCO, to your Disney Resort hotel.
Yep.
They do everything from picking up your check bags, which is an amazing service. They deliver them directly to your room within a couple hours of you arriving.
Yeah.
They pick you up. You get to watch a fun little video on the way.
There's a couple cartoons, and then there's a safety video, and then there's just a kind of a bring you up to speed. Probably most of the stuff you've already heard, or if you watch the little DVD that they send out. It's a bunch of that same stuff, but it's still a pretty good intro to it. And then most of the time the drivers are a lot of fun too. They slow down on the way into the park, get a lot of pictures on your way into the park, and it's generally a good time.
And then of course it's free. You don't have to rent a car going to Disney World, which for us saves a lot of money and makes Disney affordable for us. And especially, like, I don't know, if you want to drive, go for it. Me, when I'm on vacation, I don't want to deal with traffic. I don't want to deal with parking lots at Disney.
Yeah, so it does make it, you just work off, and Disney's got a great internal transportation system, so within going to Disney, it's not bad at all. Going outside of Disney, that's once, it starts to make it a little bit more difficult, but if you're staying entirely within Disney parks, their transportation system's really good. A couple keynotes with the Magical Express, 10 days is the latest. Just with us, we like to book it well in advance, so that way if you get the tickets, 10 days is a little late to try to react to anything. So I book that and get that ahead of time. They'll send it out and you'll have that. And we like to keep, Lauren's got a little binder where we keep all of our stuff once we get it, like the Magic Band stuff and any of the Magical Express information, so it does not hurt to bring the hard copies with that.
No, just in case something would happen. So what you'll get actually with your Magical Express is you will get your baggage tags. Each person gets one baggage tag, so that's meant for your checked luggage if you are checking a bag that they will pick up for you. So no baggage claim if you're riding Magical Express. You just go straight to the bus, which is amazing. Each person will get a check bag tag, and this is where going earlier than 10 days is much better. 10 days is just your last day, because if you do decide that you need additional luggage, you will have to call them and they'll have to send them to you, and it's by snail mail, so you probably won't get it at 10 days.
Yeah, you just don't want to risk that.
And along with your tags, you'll get a little booklet of information explaining to you what the Magical Express service is, when the hours of operation are for bag pickup, because they do only pick up between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. So if you're on like the red eye coming in, or if you get in really late,
yeah, you'll end up getting that the next day. And that kind of carries over. Like they're doing a lot. I think the biggest thing is to keep a realization like you're not getting your bags immediately. I put a safety factor in there and have up to 4 hours. You can try to ballpark when you're going to be without a bag.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty realistic. Is after 4 hours, then I'd maybe start asking around, ask the front desk. That's where it helps to have some of that paperwork, because then they have your information on it. But that'd be the best time to kind of expect it, because we've used it every time we've gone, and I'd say for when we stayed at the Grand Floridian, it was within 2 hours.
it was within 3, because we were actually at the Grand Floridian. We came back, we're like, oh, our bags aren't here yet, because we spent a couple hours in the park.
Yep.
Came back, we're just kind of relaxing, like, our bags aren't here, maybe we should go ask. And then sure enough,
Yep.
on the door,
Right there.
there were our bags. Then Beach Club, they got delivered really quickly, if I
Yeah, they were pretty
remember
solid.
right. And then Saratoga Springs,
Took a little bit.
they were back before we got back from the spa, so
I think so, yeah.
yeah.
So it's just be aware that you once you get there, just plan something kind of fun, like either go to the parks for a little bit, or go get some food, or just hang around the resorts.
But make sure you have all necessary items in your carry-on, especially
Oh,
these.
100%.
Do not put these in your check-in bag, because if you are riding the Magical Express,
You
this
need
is
this.
your ticket for your Magical Express.
Yep.
So always have this, and if you say forgot your Magic Band, make sure you have that voucher packet actually, because that does have all the information for your party, so that way they can help get you in, and they'll set you up with some of the default Magic Bands if you did forget them.
I think bottom line, once you touch down in Florida, you want to have these guys on your person.
I wear mine the entire flight.
It's a good way to get you start thinking about it, and honestly, like you really start to get used to wearing them throughout the week. So.
And they actually changed them recently this year. And we didn't really notice it at first, but now when I hold 2 different ones, so this pink one's from when we went in 2015.
Yep.
So its rubber's a bit harder. The gray one you got is recent. It's from 2016, and it's much lighter. I know you can't see that, but you can tell by me doing this how much more flexible this one is, which is actually a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, because it is Florida. It's humid. It's gonna be hot. You're gonna sweating underneath it. You're not used to it, so a little bit more flexible, a little bit more lighter is really nice.
Also, the best part of these, they're waterproof. So no, like if you're going to the water parks, don't worry about buying one of those waterproof carriers for your money. Just wear this.
Yep, and just keep everything else in your locker, and it's one-stop shop.
Well, then at 10 days, basically, if you ordered your Magical Express at 10 days, you are getting your tickets probably at day 5. So at that point, you're a week away. So all that's left really to do on the checklist is just get excited. You're going.
You're on your way at that point. So it's really pack your last couple socks and just get ready to go.
Yeah.
So.
No, and have a great vacation. Like, Disney's a ton of fun.
Yep. And really, even if you don't do any of these things ahead of time, like they're fantastic staff. If you stop at any of the guest service centers in the front of the parks, City Hall or whatever park you go to, they do a great job of pointing you in the right direction, of course, with 2 fingers. And then, but they really do a great job helping you out. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've been really impressed with Disney is that, they're willing and very able to kind of point you in the right direction and help you out, so that way you don't get lost. Because there's a lot to learn and a lot to know with Disney, and that's where your first trip, you're gonna realize things on your way home that like, oh, we could have done this or whatever. Just don't worry about it. Go down there, have fun, turn the brain off for a little bit, and just enjoy.
Yep. And so just for a final recap of dates, And this is primarily catered towards people staying on Disney property, but I'll try to adjust for it as I go through it.
Yep.
From a year to 7 months out, that's when you should book your room, so book your trip. At 180 days is when your dining reservations begin, so that's when you can start booking your dining reservations. If you're staying on property, you can book for your entire stay. If you are off property, you have to book it each night as it goes. The next is at 60 days. For those of you staying on Disney Park, you will be making your FastPass Plus reservations, and then you will also be doing the online check-in. At 45 days, also for Disney property guests, this is when you have your last day to customize your magic bands because they are getting shipped out to you. So make sure you check your address and all your colors and customization that you did. But make sure you check your address so that way your magic bands get shipped to the right location.
Yes.
Then at 30 days, for the people that are not staying on Disney property, that is when you get to make your FastPass Plus reservations. And then finally, for the people staying on property, at 10 days is when you get to book your last day to book your Magical Express. If you can, book Magical Express way ahead.
Yeah.
Do it as soon as you book your flight so you don't forget about it.
Yep.
So that wraps us up on our planning tips for you guys and giving you those key dates for planning your vacations. We hope that this helps you plan the best vacation for you if possible.
Yep. A little planning goes a long way and lets you enjoy your time at the park that much more because all the worry and stress is already dealt with. You can just go and enjoy. So it makes it that much easier.
So thanks again for watching us. If you have any further questions about making plans for Disney World, be sure to put those in the comments below. We love hearing from you guys and we really want to know if there's anything else we can do to help make your vacations that much more magical. And also, if you want to keep watching and want to see us every week, and we love seeing it, please subscribe below. We love getting subscribers. And with that,
that's it for this week.
Yep.
So we're Disney by Design, and I will see you next week.
Yep.
All right.
See you. Bye.